Okay, this is now the third time, no, or fourth time I've recorded this. We're going to talk today about energy portals, shifts, and what's going on with that. Energy, your energy. How are you being affected? Is this just me? Is it everyone? Well, we're going to talk about that because maybe you're experiencing this too. It's part of the shift, and it's going to get more prevalent. You're going to notice things like miracles, coincidences, idiosyncrasies, synchronicities. You ready to go into this? I'm going to share some stories with you, including how you can go into the miracles space, how I believe I have a miracle. I'm going to share that story, and how this is becoming more and more of what you're going to see in the next 2 years. And then something very big is going to happen. You ready? Let's go. Welcome to Landria, Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears and live an amazing life. Why am I shooting a Zoom? Well, I have 3 cameras that have gone down. Are you experiencing this? One just quit. Of course, it was older. The second one, yeah, didn't do well. Number 3, wouldn't even charge. The battery was completely drained. I couldn't get any of it going. And I'm returning those 2 cameras. A 4th camera is coming tomorrow. So in the meantime, this, which I've shot 3 times, is now being shot a 4th time for you because stuff's going haywire. Okay. I guess that's my reminder that it really is going haywire. First of all, I'd just like to say, I hope that you will subscribe. Let's see. I don't know where to point now. I don't know where to point now because this might be reversed. Please subscribe to my channel and let YouTube know that you want to hear more positive messages. Please shut down the fear. We're going to talk about that because it's part of an energy field that you're connecting to. You entangle with it when you watch it. As humorous as you might find that, or you think you're so powerful that you can avoid it. Well, the power is you're entangling with it. So you can avoid it, but you're still stepping into the room by choice of negativity. And through that, you actually reinforce it. Yeah, you do. So it's your choice. Now, have you been experiencing some bizarre things? As I shared with you in my last video, electronics are going out. I've had, like 3 cameras down. I've had all kinds of things going haywire in my house, mostly electronic stuff, and we just can't keep things going. I tried to shoot Nikki and I doing the orb video. We're trying it again today because we couldn't get the electronics to work on her end. And I said, I don't know what's going on, but I want to share this with you. So I believe that I had a miracle. And I want to let you know that you will have access more and more to the energy field that you are, because the portals are opening up and the veils are disappearing. Why? Well, dissolving. Why? Because we're choosing it, right? If I choose something, whatever I entangle with, whatever I connect to, whatever I focus on is true for me. So I can create a different reality when I stop believing in the limitations. Then new things open up for me and I connect to that which could be miracles. All right, while I was editing this, the lunar lander experienced communications issues. And I want to just add that I was on with a student, a business student in the UK, who has no clue what I talk about when it comes to the spiritual stuff, and said, see this? And he showed me 3 different mouses, the computer mouses. He said, all of them have gone out and there's other really insane electronic stuff going on. I said, I just shot a video about this. I wanted to share that with you because it is happening. Now, we have heard that the internet at some point will go down. And I do believe that. I believe that there are heightened electronic frequencies going on that we don't understand. And I do believe that at some point this is going to be an issue, but I have to tell you, the Odysseus lander has reached the moon, but they have total communication problems and they don't know why. Okay, this, I don't know what it is. You tell me what it is, but it's serious stuff and it's going to happen more and more. And the more you're connected to the energy fields, the more you will be able to control what happens in your life and actually use it in a positive way. Cool stuff. My two-seater BMW, which I love, is 2 years old. Relatively speaking, doesn't have that much mileage on it. But things go wrong with, electronics. And I came out of working out and could not get it in gear, no matter what I did. And I tried many, many times. I know the car, and realized I think the gears are completely shot. Called AAA, and he said that he felt that that was the case. So he loaded it up on his truck, took it to my mechanic, and I decided that I was going to start to connect to the higher powers that could change things, but I don't require it because I cannot know as a human being in my dense state, no matter how awakened you are, you still connected to the density of humanity. I cannot know exactly why everything's unfolding the way it is. And I accept that because you are always being given the highest best for you. It's the choice you make within it that determines where you go from there. So I decided I was going to ask my father. If you know me, if you've been watching my videos, you know that I love my father dearly. I was very close to him, and he did some insane things after he died. I mean, people witnessed all these things. He communicated electronically with me. He does that a lot. And he comes to me in dreams. And it's amazing, like what transpires. So I haven't seen him in a while. And I said to him, Dad, well, here's the key, and this is what I'm going to teach you today. To have no expectations, because you know, again, that you won't have all the answers at this moment, but that you will make the best, highest choice, not out of desperation or the ego needing things to make you happy, but because you don't understand it, but you're always going to do your best. That's all you can do. If you go into that space, the best comes to you because you know this and you're thinking it. So I said to him, I'm asking for something really big, a miracle. Just tell me, show me something that's so blatant that you are with me, and whoever else are my protectors and guides, I'm calling on you. I just need to know you're there so I can continue my work and know that I'm making high choices. Something big, I just want to continue on and make a big impact on this planet. Give me the sign. And so I didn't say what it was. I didn't say make the world, perfect. I went to sleep and I dreamt that I got in my car and there was absolutely nothing wrong with it. It was a very strange dream, one of those real kind of dreams. So I woke up and I called my mechanic, told him what the issue was. He says, okay. He calls me back a couple hours later and says, there's nothing wrong with your car. I got in it and drove around the block a few times. He said, there's absolutely nothing wrong with your car. I said, how's that possible? He says, I don't know, because what you're telling me, there should have been something. And I said, the AAA guy agreed. I believe it was a miracle. You can say, well, it was something else. Oh, no. You can use synchronicities and all these miracles and wash it away all the way you want. 101 excuses or reasons why. Start watching for the miracles and then be thankful. I was so thankful. I went and picked up my little car. I didn't have to go buy a new one. I started to look for a new one. I thought, that's it. It's kaput. No, it's not. And so what transpired? Why are all electronics going down? So everything is expanding into a higher consciousness. We have solar flares. We have changes on our planet. We have all the destruction that we've done. And we also are changing our own consciousness. That changes absolutely everything in the frequency and the vibrations. Portals are opening up. We're opening up. Imagine that you're in a house and you decide to go to a higher level and you knock on the door and it opens for you. Right? Asking you shall receive. That's all it means. Not, oh, I'm going to ask for this. I'm going to ask, and it's going to come to me. That is not an ask. The ask is, I have lack. I'm not happy until I have that. And if you give me that, I'll be happy. And the message is, I'm not powerful, and I don't have, and I'm not happy. Or so gratitude. This is why gratitude is so powerful, and you can't fake it. So one of my subscribers said, oh, I'm in such a great place. I feel awakened, all the stuff. And why can't I tap into my magic? Nothing's happening. I said, Dad, your ego's still in check, or your ego's not in check. I said, what you're doing right now is all ego-based, wanting to control things according to what your ego wants. And that's not awakening. Awakening, as I did with my request for a miracle, doesn't require it to be happy. It's an ask out of I have and acceptance and asking for guidance, because you're going to do the work. So I said, let it go and know that if nothing happens, you're fine. And you don't need that to prove that you're all awakened and that you already are. You're perfect. Well, she went to sleep and said she had this whole experience and she went into a different space because she let go of requiring it to make her happy. And this is what's happening right now. Awakening doesn't require all these things to make you happy. So what's happening is, as we shift in and we have the other realms that are here anyways, that have always been here, the only difference is that they are in a different energy form. That's all. Don't overcomplicate this. Oh, it's a ghost. It's evil. It's this. We are Neanderthals when we react that way, because we're in a box and we think if we can't see it in the box, it doesn't exist, and everything outside the box is going on. And then you poke a hole and you go, wait a minute, that's out there. So we're poking holes in the box and eventually going to open it up and realize we are the part of that. The extraterrestrials, the light beings, the orbs, they're all different expressions of the one source of light and unconditional love, which is also the darkness and the nothingness. And you can say, how is that possible? Well, how can it be anything separate? If everything's one thing and everything's energy, then it must be that also. Only we name it as bad. Why? Because we don't like how it feels. But the not liking how it feels is an experience that allows you to know what it's like to be in that unconditional love, to be loved, to experience passion, and all the wonderful things that we now can name. We can name that as humans. Inspiration, motivation. On the other side, there, you don't need inspiration or motivation because you are that. Here, we compartmentalize and know the differences as part of our experience. So when you name something bad, you don't understand that that is a teacher. It's a form of teaching, and that someone chose it to know that also. And so it's not separate from us, and it is actually you. So when you see, have you ever seen anybody and knew it was you? I've experienced this bizarre, you can't even explain it to people. You will experience that transferring into other forms, connecting to the tree. Go hug a tree. You can actually feel the energy fields. And when you know this and you accept it and you stop making these rules of how things operate and calling people wrong, you'll understand that everyone's right. Because if I believe it, it's right. For me, it's my reality, and you get to choose yours. So when you name people wrong, you are separating, judging, and you're going into the lowest frequency, and you will experience what goes on in that floor in the mansion, my father's many mansions. And when you go up in the higher floor, you realize there's an incredible view. It's beautiful, and everybody up there is welcoming and loving, and there's nothing really to know. They just are. I am that, I am. Between now and 2026, when we're going to see a very huge shift, and no one really has that answer of what that means, but I believe it is the transformation of the energy fields into something much more expansive and greater. It's going to go more into community and giving and love, caring for our planet, one another, and it has to start right now with you. Everything that you use and do has to be in the higher frequency, making better choices with what we purchase. Everything we think, every thought is creating right now. And so we think because, again, if somebody doesn't hear it or see it, that it doesn't have an effect. Everything has an effect. Start working on this right now. No expectations. I always ask when I make a request for something, allow me to be my best, highest. use on this planet to others and to myself. Show me to be the best possible person I can be. Show me how I can use all that I'm creating right now to reach massive audience. And if you guys have seen my Digital Explorers, it might be reversed because of the camera. Digital Explorers, I've got this little thing that comes out and it says a free master class. I created an entire platform, how to create online businesses. How can you earn money doing something you're passionate about that is good for the planet? And it could be anything, and you don't have to know what it is. I actually help you find what it is. We create a business online. We create multiple income streams. And then we have a strategy. We show you how to create and operate a real online business with no technology, none of the stuff that makes everybody like cringe at creating an online business. I'm creating solutions. I'm helping life to be happier. And so we think we have to do it this way, or go to college or whatever, throw it out the window. All the rules are off the table right now. All of them, all of them. So don't worry about what anybody thinks about you, how you look. I was just on with a student today. He's doubting himself. I said, you know what a waste of valuable time that is? And it's your head. Nobody's doing it. You're the one creating the story. And so you can take this time in that space, in that negative space of I'm powerless, I'm not worthy, or you can focus on the creativity and the expansion that is available for you right now. What do you want to do? If you're questioning your ability to do it, then you have to ask where that's coming from. And those of you who are in my free classes and all the good stuff I've got in Breakthrough Fear, know that all we do is ask ourselves, why am I having that thought in the first place? Because you didn't create it. You're choosing it, but you didn't create it. It comes from programming and things that are passed down from your parents and their parents and their parents that says this is how things are. And so the masses have created that, and now we're going to the reverse. But there will be a percentage of people out there that will stay in that space that think we're all crazy and that this is how things are. And they're attached to the material world and the limitations of that. And they believe that we are this, and we are not this. We are that and that and that and that. And you and I are the shared energy. So watch for it. Is it just me this is happening to? No. I am in the room with the frequency where things are opening up. If you're not experiencing what I'm speaking of, with all the crazy stuff going on right now, that it's just like off the charts, unbelievable, with the electronics, with, everything, it's insane, then maybe you need to switch floors. If you remember quite a few years ago, we had a series of insane things. I had time that actually I'd move forward in time. There was whole blocks of time where I was here at noon, and then I was at the end of the block at noon, and I had this whole piece of time that never occurred. Let's say, I didn't have an alien craft pick me up because it was the reverse. Items, do you guys remember the pen disappeared? I looked for it for a couple of months, and all of a sudden it's just sitting on my desk where it always has been. A cell phone disappeared. All of a sudden it's in the middle of the room. A few weeks later, you guys were experiencing the same thing. I got hit by a vehicle, broadsided, it pushed me to the other side of the road, and I turned around and it was gone. I actually called the police. I have a police report. There was no damage to the car, and it was an SUV. However, the cop looked at me like I was nuts, right? But he said he saw the skid marks of me being pushed to the other side of the road. You could actually see the black skid marks all the way to the other side of the road where she had pushed me. And he couldn't explain it either. He said, there's not even a dent on your car. I said, I can't explain this, but I need to report it because this person didn't stop and completely disappeared. These things are going to happen. Why? We're shifting in and out of time because there's no such thing time. When you let go of the requirements and the constraints, you will be able to do things that'll blow your mind, and you have to let go of the fear. If you haven't purchased Breakthrough Fear, I teach you how to break through it. You'll experience it, use it. It's powerful. Fear is a motivator. Fear is what tells you not to stick your hand in the basket of snakes. I love everything. Well, guess snakes will bite if they're threatened. We do live in a world like that. So exciting stuff happening. If you have stories, please share them with you. I'm going to interview Nikki on the orbs at a time here in about an hour. I hope that we're able to pull that off, because I will go and show you that podcast. And then we're going to do a master class on how to call in orbs, what they are, and why this is all happening. Everything's energy. Just remember that. It judges nothing. It just is. And you experience whatever it is you choose within the frequencies. What do you choose? And if you go to the higher one, you will step into a new world. Right now, it'll start to happen. And yes, you'll see this going on. And sometimes it's painful to see this going on. But you will know that there is another way, and that you are facilitating the other way by raising your frequency. We are one, so you affect everything. Get busy, my friend. We've got a lot of work to do. Again, I hope you'll subscribe wherever that is. Digital Explorers, if you want to start an online business and you just want to go through an amazing experience where we spend all of our time in the beginning choosing the passions, choosing the actual path that you're going to take. I teach you how to earn money doing it. It's pretty fun, and it's changing lives. I'm getting unbelievable responses. It's blowing people away. So you are whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. I hope this Zoom works. You'll get to see if you're watching it. Namaste.